Hi, today I just want to take a couple of minutes to show you how to make a presentation in Google Slide. This might be something that you're familiar with, but hopefully I can show you a couple new tricks. And if you don't know how to do this, then you are in for a treat because this can be super fun. So first thing you're going to need to do is make a new slide, which you can either do by coming to New, or you can come to your waffle and go to Slides. Either way, this one's kind of quicker. So I'm just going to start a blank presentation, and there I go. You're going to want to title it once it loads. Title it something so you can find it again. In this situation, I want you to title it with your last name, your first name, your class, your period, and the assignment. And there, it will be easy for you to find, and it will be easy for me to identify. Okay, so now you have a couple of choices to make. The first choice you're going to want to make is about your background, and the second choice will be about your font. Both of those choices will really influence how your audience perceives your presentation, so make choices that help to set the right tone for your presentation. So, for example, if you're doing a really big, serious presentation here, like you are, this text is going to look like, I didn't even try it all. Too basic. Whereas something, like Creepster is going to look like, that's weird, that's not appropriate. Here, this one is pretty nice. I'm going to stick with that one, but just play around with it and see something, find something that you think is going to appeal to you. Now for the background, you can choose one of these themes. I'm not a fan. They start to look kind of basic, and you're stuck with like these elements, like, this deal over here. You can't get rid of it. Oh, I don't want that. Go away. There we go. All right. So I'm going to choose just a solid color, and that's what I suggest. You can choose any color. You can choose a custom color. If you do this, you have like so many options, anything that you can dream of, really. And then when you click Add to Theme, that's going to add it to all of your slides. You can also, if you want, you can choose an image. I don't recommend that because it can look rather busy. So I don't think it's a good idea. In certain situations, it might be appropriate. And also, like, sometimes you can find, like, interesting textures and that sort of thing. But in this situation, we're just going to stick with a solid color background. We don't want it to look too busy. So no more than 2 fonts per slide, and have them like complement each other. And so you might want your titles to pop by being a different font than the rest of your text. You might want some text to be simple black. You might want these to be in a different color. So just play around until you find something that you think is really pleasing to you. And then I'm going to show you another little nifty trick that I like. If I want to make some text really pop, I come over here to my format. I highlight it first, format options, and then I add a shadow. Since I have dark text, adding a black shadow is not really helpful, but if I add a white shadow, I take the transparency all the way down, and then I'm going to reduce the blur radius because this is softer edges, that's crisper edges. I want nice crisp edges. And look how that kind of makes your text pop. That's pretty cool. So once I have set my font and my colors and all that, nifty little trick is to just make a few duplicate slides so that you don't have to reset the font and all that stuff every single time. You want to keep it consistent from slide to slide. Now, you're going to also want to add some images. I say no more than 2 images per slide, otherwise it starts to look a little bit busy. So you can upload from computer, search the web, search your drive, search your windmill. Let's, in this case, just search the web for a nifty picture of a llama. So let's see, I like this llama. and I click insert, and it's just going to like kind of randomly put it somewhere. So I might want to change that when I like hover over it. Oh, now I need to hover again. If I hover over it and I get that little like 4-pointy thing, I can drag it around. Hover over the corner and I can resize it. You want to drag the corner to resize so that you're keeping the proportions the same, because if you drag like, you know, just a side, you can get a squished llama, and poor llama, let's not do that. You can also come up here and add a border. You can change the color of your border, all sorts of nifty things. And when you add your text, keep in mind that you should not put everything that you want to say on your slide. Think that you want your audience to see the text, not read the text. I know that sounds kind of weird because, like, of course they're going to read the text, but really, like, they should just be kind of oriented in what you're going to say, not like sitting there and having to read along with you. You can also move the text around by clicking here. See, this is a little text box here, and I can do the same thing. There we go. Sometimes you kind of have to move around and hover. So I can move it. I can also resize it, which is really handy when you might want to keep it away, you know, keep it off of your images. And there we go. So the other thing that you're going to need to do is you're going to need to add your voice. And there's a couple of ways you can do that. You can simply present your slideshow and then use Google Studio to record your screen and speak as you're going through the presentation. The other thing that you can do is you can add your audio right into the slide. I'm going to show you how to do that in another tutorial because I want to keep this nice and short. So you can view that tutorial later if you like, but I'm going to go ahead and stop now so that you can take a little breather. Hopefully you got a lot out of this tutorial, and I hope you enjoy your presentations.